Hello, Tigers! Uncle Iroh, also known as the Dragon of the West, is one of the main characters in Avatar: The Last Airbender. He is famous for being positive, the opposite of his nephew Zuko, who is always angry. Iroh likes to relax, drink tea, and eat, but when needed, he is a master at controlling fire and is a very intelligent strategist. He often says wise and important things, and his actions help Zuko redeem himself throughout the story. In today's video, we'll talk about the truth behind this great character. Go ahead and hit the like button to support the channel and subscribe if you're new here. Now, let's get to the video. Iroh was an important figure in the Fire Nation. He was a retired general, a former prince, and a master of the Order of the White Lotus. Additionally, he was a firebending master and a mentor to his nephew, Prince Zuko. As the eldest son of Fire Lord Azulon and the older brother of Ozai, he was given the title of Dragon of the West, supposedly after killing the last dragon in the Avatar world. Iroh was the eldest son of Azulon and Isla, and the grandson of Fire Lord Sozin. He was the crown prince of the Fire Nation, destined to become the next Fire Lord. The relationship between Iroh and his younger brother, Ozai, had been tense since their youth. They competed and argued over trivial matters, like a game of pie show. Iroh later regretted not doing enough to understand and guide his brother better during that time. Instead, he distanced himself from Ozai, believing that his ambition and aggressive temperament indicated a deeper evil. However, there was a time when Iroh admired Ozai's ruthlessness, especially when they were younger and Ozai was successful in school. Over time, though, Iroh realized that Ozai's ambition would bring destruction to all. He eventually had a son, Lu Ten, with whom he had a very close relationship and whom he loved deeply. At a certain point in his life, Iroh left his homeland in search of wisdom and enlightenment, traveling the world and studying different bending styles. During his journeys, he learned from waterbenders about energy flow, leading him to create the lightning redirection technique. He also visited the Sun Warriors, where he encountered the last living dragons, Ran and Shaw. Demonstrating his dignity, they revealed to him the true secrets of firebending, teaching him about balance and new breathing techniques to master fire with exceptional skill. Despite being taught by the dragons to reject his father's aggressive and imperialistic mindset, Iroh later lied, claiming to have fought and killed the last dragon to protect the Sun Warriors. Because of this lie and his firebending ability, he was called the Dragon of the West. As the crown prince of the Fire Nation, Iroh felt the pressure of public expectations to join the military. Following in his father's footsteps, he became a renowned general during the 100-Year War. Iroh embraced his role as Fire Lord heir and enjoyed his position as a military commander, later expressing that his blood boiled with desire for power at that time. His views partly reflected a desire to honor his father Azulon and his grandfather Sozin, who were dedicated to war. Despite his military responsibilities, Iroh always made time for his family when he returned from the front lines, especially for his son Lu Ten. He also developed a close relationship with his nephew Zuko, teaching him games like Pie Show, taking him to festivals, and sharing moments of mischief in the palace kitchen. Eventually, Lu Ten joined the army and served under Iroh's command, but they maintained a jovial and informal relationship even during military service. Iroh was almost always successful as a commander and received several decorations. Acting on a vision he had in his youth in which he would capture the Earth Kingdom capital, Ba Sing Se, Iroh began a siege of the city in 94 AG. The siege lasted 600 days, and Iroh managed to breach the outer wall, an unprecedented feat. However, the death of his son, Lu Ten, on the front lines deeply shook Iroh, leading him to abandon the siege in mourning. Upon returning home after the siege, Iroh discovered that his father, Fire Lord Azulon, had died under mysterious circumstances. Although Iroh was the crown prince, his younger brother Ozai was named Fire Lord, apparently by Azulon's dying wish. Iroh, having lost the desire for power after Lu Ten's death, did not contest Ozai's ascension to the throne. Nevertheless, he initially felt that not becoming Fire Lord was a tremendous failure. Shaken by the loss of his son and father, Iroh felt the need to temporarily step away from his life as a general to recover. Instead of immediately returning to the Fire Nation, he embarked on a journey around the world, which included a spiritual quest. There were rumors that he even visited the spirit world in search of Lu Ten, although he never found his son. However, these travels were transformative for Iroh, providing him with a deeper understanding of the world and himself. These experiences deeply impacted Iroh, leading him to reassess his priorities in life. He realized that his military career and pursuit of power as Fire Lord were not the most important aspects of his existence. Iroh wanted to enjoy life more and relax, eventually leading to his retirement and a closer relationship with Zuko, whom he saw as an adopted son. Over time, Iroh began to see his loss of power as a gift and started to reject the legacies of Azalon and Sozin, seeking to steer the Fire Nation royal family away from the pursuit of absolute power. He also became a member of the Order of the White Lotus during his travels. Although he mostly retired from politics and the military, Iroh remained respected in the Fire Nation and beloved by soldiers due to his personality. Now, let's move on to some fun facts about him. The ancient dragons taught the ancient peoples how to control fire. Over time, humanity grew in power, and the Fire Nation tried to eliminate the dragons, killing them out of pride and amusement. However, they discovered Han and Sa, two ancient dragons living among the Sun Warriors, an ancient tribe. Aeon gained the respect of Han and Sa, and they taught him the true art of firebending. Upon returning to the Fire Nation, Aeon lied about killing the last dragons, which was helpful for the Avatar team in the future when Aang and Zuko sought out the Sun Warriors and the origins of firebending. In an important episode of Book 1, Zhao mentions that he knows about Aang's fear of spirits, indicating that he heard rumors about Aang's spiritual journey. Aang was deeply spiritual, which allowed him unique experiences, such as riding on the dragon Roku in the spirit world. This reflects the influence of Buddhism in the fictional world of Avatar. In Buddhism, siddhis are magical and spiritual powers achieved through enlightenment and meditation. This clearly applies to the character of Iroh in Avatar before Fire Lord Azalon's death. Based on a vision from his youth, General Iroh led an attack on Ba Sing Se that lasted 600 days, reaching the outer wall, something never before achieved. However, after the death of his son Lu Ten, on the front lines, Iroh lost the will to fight and retreated, shaming the Fire Nation royalty and allowing his brother, Ozai, to usurp him as Fire Lord. Interestingly, these events didn't affect Iroh in the way many expected, as his desire to become Fire Lord disappeared completely with his son's death. Iroh was one of the most powerful firebenders during and after the 100-Year War. Despite his gentle and charming personality, Iroh was capable of much more than he appeared in the Avatar series. He invented a technique called lightning redirection, learning waterbending moves to incorporate his own variation. He could redirect chi to redirect natural and artificial lightning, and even channel artificial lightning before it was used in attacks. As a general and leader, Iroh showed extraordinary physical prowess. After his imprisonment for treason, he joined the Avatar team in Ba Sing Se and began physically reconditioning himself whenever his jailer wasn't around. He trained constantly, feigning madness while hiding his belly with spare pieces of clothing. When the eclipse arrived, Iroh regained his former physical strength and faced all the prison guards alone. In one episode, Aang tells Zuko that since losing his son, Iroh saw him as his own. Zuko never had a proper father figure, and Iroh couldn't raise his son under his new beliefs. Together, they fought like father and son, finding mutual respect, love, and admiration. Iroh taught Zuko everything he knew about firebending, including his lightning redirection technique. Without Iroh's teachings and love, Zuko wouldn't have defeated his sister or become a great Fire Lord. After the war, Iroh opened his own tea shop, the Jasmine Dragon, in the upper ring of Ba Sing Se. He turned the failing business into a popular spot, serving a variety of rare teas. When Zuko decided to search for his mother, he left Iroh in temporary charge of the Fire Nation. As a first act, Iroh established a National Tea Appreciation Day, showing a new face of the Fire Nation to the world. Even after Zuko's return, Iroh remained a trusted advisor and acting ruler when needed. Iroh had visited the spirit world before in search of his son, but surprised everyone by deciding to enter it permanently. Feeling he had given everything he could to the physical world, Iroh, now elderly, chose to leave his physical body behind and allow his soul to live permanently in the spirit world. There, he reconnected with lost friends and made new connections. Additionally, he opened a new tea shop in the spirit world, offering a space for spirits to gather and enjoy his passion for tea. At some point, Iroh encountered Avatar Korra in the spirit world, recognizing her as an important part of Aang's life. He welcomed her with tea and cake, telling stories about past avatars. He also taught Korra that if she found peace and light within herself, she could change the environment for the better. These lessons about light and darkness guided her through the spirit world and back to the material world. Before parting, Iroh told Korra it was a pleasure to meet her and that she should visit him again, whether in this life or the next. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and comment on what else you'd like to see here on the channel.